Welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel Legal Information with Lav Singh Sandhu. Today I am going to discuss Section 7 and 8 of Evidence Act, which deals with relevancy of facts. Section 7 of Evidence Act. It says facts which are occasion, cause or effect, or which constitute state of things, or which afford opportunity related to fact in issue or relevant facts are relevant. सेक्शन 7 का मतलब यही है, सिंपल मीनिंग यही है, which give any occasion, cause or effect for any fact, or constitute any state of thing, or afford any opportunity related to fact in issue or relevant fact is relevant fact. Where question is whether A poison B, health symptoms of B and habit of B known to A are relevant fact which afford opportunity to procure the poison to B. Another illustration is question is whether A robbed B. Shortly before the robbery, B gone to fair and he shown the money or mentioned it to third person is relevant fact. Another question is whether A murdered B. Marks of struggle produced near the place of occurrence is relevant fact and it constitutes state of thing. Section 7 of Evidence Act also deal with relevancy of fact, and it also deal with res gestae, and section 7 is wider than section 6 because section 6 only deal with same form of transaction, but section 7 deal with all other type of relevant fact. For example, question is whether A murdered B. Electricity failed due to thunderstorm. There was dark everywhere, so it is opportunity for A to commit murder, and it constitutes the state of things which is relevant fact. Now another case is Spencer Cooper's trial. In that case, question was whether a girl has committed suicide by jumping into water or she was killed and thrown into water. Evidence is that stomach of deceased contained no water. Prosecution is trying to establish by examining the expert doctor that when a person died due to drowning, then his stomach should contain water. But accused is trying to prove that it is not necessary that when a person died due to drowning that his stomach contain water. Now in that case, fact in issue was whether deceased was killed outside and thrown into water. Second, she jumped into water and died of drowning. In that case, evidence given by the prosecution that if a person died due to drowning, then his stomach contained water, or evidence given by the accused that if person died due to drowning, that it is not necessary that his stomach contain water is relevant fact. Another case is A has filed suit against a barber whose razor has caused itching to him. In that case, razor of barber has caused itching to another two person is also relevant fact, and it is also relevant fact that the person has not gone to any other barber shop. Case is R.M. Malkani versus State of Maharashtra, AI 1973, Supreme Court 157. In that case, question was whether tape recorded statement is relevant fact or no. In that case, it was held that tape recorded statement is res gestae and relevant under section 6, 7 and 8 of Evidence Act. It was held by the Honorable Supreme Court that to make relevant a tape recorded statement, it is necessary that voice must be identifiable, there should be accuracy of statement, and third, there should not be any tampering to the voice. Next is section 8 of Evidence Act. It says motive or preparation or conduct, whether it is previous or subsequent, before any act of fact in issue or relevant fact is relevant under Section 8 of Evidence Act. Next is whether motive and intention are same. Motive means state of mind and intention means act of will, directing an act or deliberate emission. Motive is generally a purpose due to that a person wants to commit an act or mission, and intention is deliberate act or mission, the act done for that purpose. If, for example, a fired on a lion, but that fire kill a man. Now here, A has no intention to kill that man, but he has motive to get rid of tiger. But he has motive to get rid of tiger in order to save his life. So this is a difference between motive and intention. Intention may be deliberate act or omission to get the end of purpose. Motive is actually purpose for act or omission. Next is illustration for motive. First illustration is whether A has murdered B. Fact that A murdered C and it was in the knowledge of B, and he is threatening A to make that fact in the knowledge of public. That fact is relevant under Section 8 because A wants to get rid of B. Another illustration is A sued upon B for recovery of money. Fact that when the bond was executed, B was in the dire need of money is relevant fact. Another case is State versus Mahinder Singh Dahiya AI 2011 Supreme Court 1017. इस केस में क्या हुआ था, अक्यूज पर एलिगेशन लगा था कि he has killed his wife on the first night of marriage. उस पर एलिगेशन था कि on the birthday party of sister of deceased, accused has objected the behavior of deceased with his male friend. But Honorable Supreme Court held that it is not necessary that a person will marry with a woman to take revenge. Regarding motive is State of UP versus Baburam, AIR 2000 Supreme Court 1735. In that case, Supreme Court held that motive is relevant only when there is case of circumstantial evidence, when there is no direct evidence available. Supreme Court observed that though investigation officer know through the interrogation regarding motive of accused, but it cannot be put in evidence because it is barred under the law. Next topic is preparation. Preparation before any fact in issue or relevant fact is also relevant under Section 8 of Evidence. For example, before commission of murder, a purchase a pistol or knife or arranged a poison. That is relevant under Section 8 of Evidence because procurement of pistol, knife or poison is relevant under as a preparation of commission of crime. Another example is question is whether a will was executed by A. Fact that at the time of execution of will, A has consulted many wakils, or he has executed another will also which was not approved by him, is also a relevant fact. So preparation regarding commission of crime or regarding any fact in issue, relevant fact is also relevant under Section 8 of Evidence. Next is conduct. Outward behavior of the quality or condition operating to produce those effects. Operating to produce those effects. कंडक्ट का मतलब हो गया कि कोई भी बिहेवियर जो फैक्ट इन इशू या रेलिवेंट फैक्ट के रिगार्डिंग हुआ है वो रेलिवेंट है अंडर सेक्शन 8 ऑफ एविडेंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, क्वेश्चन इज whether A has murdered B. After the commission of murder, A has absconded. That is relevant fact as conduct of accused. Conduct may be previous or conduct may be subsequent. Now question is whether A ravished by B after the commission of crime, A has immediately made the complaint regarding commission of crime with her, then it is relevant fact. But if she has not made any complaint, as she has only saying that she was ravished by B, then it is not relevant fact. But it is relevant under section 32 of Evidence Act and under section 157 of Evidence Act for corroboration. Similarly, question was whether A was robbed by B. After the commission of robbery, A has immediately made complaint to the police regarding commission of crime, then it is relevant. But without making any complaint, he is only saying that he was robbed by B, then it is not relevant. But it is relevant under section 32 of Evidence Act and under section 157 of Evidence Act for the corroboration of evidence. This illustration is whether A is accused of crime. After the commission of crime, A has absconded or in possession of property, or he has concealed the evidence, is relevant under section 8 of Evidence Act. Another important case is Abu Nagesia versus State of Bihar, AIR 1966, Supreme Court 119. In that case, what happened? After the commission of crime, accused has himself recorded the FIR to the police. Now question before the court that whether statement recorded by the accused to the police was admissible or not. Court has considered the section 25 and section 8 of evidence. According to section 25 of Evidence Act, any confession given by accused to the police officer is not relevant under the Evidence Act. But in that case, accused has immediately recorded FIR to the police. Then in that case, Honorable Supreme Court held that FIR recorded by accused by himself is relevant as conduct and it is admissible under section 8 of Evidence Act. Due to that reason, that evidence and FIR recorded by the accused is relevant to the purpose of commission of crime. So friends, आज के टॉपिक में इतना ही. ये थे सेक्शन 7 एंड 8 ऑफ एविडेंस एक्ट. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में मैं अगली सेक्शंस डिस्कस करूँगा.